All right, let's get to Sunday night. Falcons at Commanders. Commanders, 4.5-point favorites. 48.5 points is the over-under. We got the number 2 overall pick in the draft, Jane Daniels, going up against the number 8 overall pick in the draft.
Oh, yeah.
Michael Penix Jr. The Commanders, the Falcons play the Commanders and the Panthers. They win both those games. They are your NFC South champions.
South champs, yeah.
Commanders win this game. They are officially in the playoffs. They could officially be in the playoffs, though, with some help as well, should that happen this week, even if they lose. So, how do we see this one playing out, Lachey?
So I go back and forth. And Kyle, you can attest to this. When you have a big emotional win like the Commanders had last week, usually can be an era of drop-off the next week, right? Because you put so much into that game, right? 5 turnovers. Usually there's 3 things we always talk about in the beginning of the week, Kyle, right? When it comes to situational football, the red zone, the money down, which is third down, and the turnover margin. If you win those 3, you have a significantly higher chance of winning the game, right? Well, the Commanders struggled in the turnover margin last week and still were able to put enough drives together and win that game. So you worry about the emotional toll on what it took for the Commanders to win that game. And then could there be a drop-off the next week? Now, to your point, they're still playing for a lot, right? Not only is the division up still for grabs, but their playoff spot is up for grabs as well. And then you have this Atlanta Falcons team that made the change from Kurt Cochain to Michael Penix Jr. And the offense flowed a lot better now. It still wasn't, what they probably envisioned, what they want the offense to look like. But in regards to Michael Penix Jr. getting the ball out of his hands, him being pinpoint accurate, right? Him going through his progressions extremely well and processing quickly and getting the ball out of his hands. His pass catchers have to help him because they had too many drops last week. I mean, the one that Kyle Pitts was utterly ridiculous. Like, it hits you in the hands and then you essentially lateral it to the corner for an interception. Drake London, Ray McLeod had 2 bad drops as well. And Bijan Robinson was a monster last week. So this is an interesting game because this will be Michael Penix's second game. You think he'd be a lot more comfortable running the offense. Love what I've seen from the Commanders defense, but they did give up a lot of points last week to a Jalen Hurts-less offense, right, with Kenny Pickett in at quarterback. So this will be an interesting game. I mean, Jaden Daniels is unconscious. Nothing is ever too big or too much for him. So I don't think this game or last game will affect him. I think Noah Brown, it depends on what he had, because he's been a good number 2 receiver. Him not playing the last few weeks, I think, has hurt this offense. I think this is going to be a really close game. Man, I can see this coming down. All right, what's the line on it, Mike?
4.5 Commanders way.
I think that's too many points. I might go with the Atlanta Falcons here to cover that.
Here's something you got to keep in mind. The Falcons they were dead in the water offensively. They brought in a rookie quarterback for that shot in the arm. And the first thing that people did after they went out and beat the New York Giants 34-7 and say, well, that was against the New York Giants. And his numbers weren't that gaudy. And Mike, the first thing you said, and you're somebody that I trust when watching the film, you said, the numbers don't reflect what I saw on film, because what I saw on film was a fantastic performance from a rookie quarterback who was thrust into the starting role in week 16, week 17, whatever the hell it is. Do not anticipate Michael Penix. I do not anticipate Michael Penix being overwhelmed by the moment, the matchup, or the lack of experience he has. They beat the dog out of the New York Giants. He is going to look at this as he's got this other guy, Jaden Daniels, has played 15 weeks, and he's made an impression over the course of the 15 weeks on fans across the world. Now's my chance to introduce myself. And I fully anticipate this being a shootout. I think Michael Penix rises to the moment. He's been in these types of shootouts, and like our guy Bo Nix, this guy's experienced. He's not just a rookie, okay? He's halfway to being a salty little vet there in Atlanta. So you got that guy. I'm looking forward to this matchup. In my opinion, it's one of the matchups of the week in terms of quarterback and quarterback.
I agree. It's a great matchup. And I am kind of with you guys. I think the Falcons, for all the reasons you touched on, but also because the Falcons pass rush has finally showed up. Now, they're not great, right, by any means, but Grady Jarrett finally looks like recovered from his ACL. You at least see him flashing. past handful of weeks. Arnold Ebiketie is
love
rushing the
kid.
passer like a true edge guy that can win one-on-one semi-consistently. And then Caden Ellis, they've just increased his blitz load of late.
Yep.
They just basically said, you are our 5th defensive lineman, treating him as such. And he has been awesome as a second-level blitzer. A guy that can win against guards at that position is uniquely valuable in today's NFL. He's one that can do it. So I think they can actually speed up Jaden to a degree that can keep them in this game, right? If you don't pressure Jaden Daniels, it's over. If you don't have guys that can track him down, they will boat race you. So I think at minimum, they can get some pressure. And if that's the case, yeah, I kind of like the Falcons in this one.
And then you got to keep in mind Jesse Bates, right? The best thief in the NFL, right? If you're Jaden Daniels, you got to locate this guy every play because he's going to lie to you pre-snap. He's going to lie to you. That's just what he does. Yeah, he's just going to lie to you pre-snap. And we saw Jaden Daniels, I think last week was the first time I actually seen him press on a few throws, right? Especially that one in the fourth quarter. Like, you can't make that throw, right? It's 3rd down and you like sail the ball and you end up throwing an interception. And then I think one, he was trying to force the ball in the middle of the field. That was another interception, which is rare for Jaden, right? Because he's usually cool, calm, and collective. You don't see him make those type of plays. But if he does not locate Jesse Bates, he's going to learn real fast that guy will lie to you and then he will take the ball and take it the other direction.
Look, the window's open. The window's up. Slam.
Exactly. What you see pre-snap is not what you're going to see post-snap from Jesse Bates.
All right, let's get to Monday night.
I'm excited for that one.